Welcome to the Director's Featurette for Priest.
I'm Colin Dent, that's Denty to you.
I'm Albert Timesworth.
And I'm John Timesworth.
And he's John Timesworth.
John.
There's two Worths in this room.
What two real-life horror films most influenced your trailer, and why?
Okay, two horror films for me were Psycho and Ed Gein. Psycho's work because you've got the character of Mr. Bates, and no one really suspected him. He was just this sort of guy who pranced along the narrative. And the next film, Gein, it plays on that idea again of no one really suspecting the main villain and them having this extra darker persona, you know? I think that's what we wanted to capture in Priest, and I think that we did a bloody good job.
Well, the two films I chose, I went for The Shining and Alien, simply because they both shared similar themes. The characters were outside the CDI, but we wanted to show as well characters that had been left alone from the big overarching of society, and figures as well that you would kind of respect. The priest, for example. Many people would respect the priest because of his position. However, we wanted to challenge the fact that priests can't always be good, they can be tainted, so to speak, and we wanted to replicate the fact that nowhere is safe, essentially. And we felt the only place that hadn't been really challenged was religion.
My first film was Psycho by Mr. Hitchcock, because the psychological aspect of the film became deranged because of that. That's what sort of happened to Priest, because he had voices in the church being him possessed to kill innocent people, and George Romero's Dawn of the Dead because of all the gore used.
What aspects or moments in your trailer are you most proud of? The aspect of the trailer I'm personally most proud of is the cinematography. The cinematography was good because we included a lot of close-ups, we included a lot of candid angles and expressionist angles, high angles as well. My favourite shot of the entire trailer would happen to be the tracking shot at the very beginning, where you put the camera on a skateboard and we pushed it down the aisle, and we gradually panned up so you'd see the mural of Jesus Christ. And it really reinforced what Denty here was saying about his speech from the Bible about how sinners will die. When he's talking about death while looking at Jesus, it kind of it had creepy connotations. It made us feel very kind of spooked, because you're like, well, this isn't the true meaning of religion, and he seems to be preaching it.
The most satisfying moments for me of the trailer was actually seeing a finished product. Seeing it now, I feel proud of what we created.
From the film was probably how much the gore looked so realistic, especially on the cheap budget, like the scar on Crowthorne's arm and the attack in the woods looked quite realistic.
Did you have any funny bloopers or incidents during filming that made you laugh?
Well, the first shot we planned to film was the starting shot of the church, and we had a crow sitting on the gravestone, and when we were filming the shot, about quite near the end of it, the crow started just on the floor, and well, we didn't notice it until we started looking at shots at the end of the day, so we had to quickly rush out and film it before it started getting dark.
I think another good moment actually it was during your death scene in which
Yes.
John here, he was supposed to sort of just lean against the door/wall, and we assumed that the door was locked, and as I went to stab him, he fell against his door, and it opened into what room was it?
It was the vicar's office.
That's it, the most holiest place in this whole church.
Action. And then slide down. Shot, towards the end of the trailer you see my death. I get acid thrown on me and I spin my head around and scream. Yeah, that in itself is quite comical. However, you may have suddenly noticed I have a lump on my face around here. And the way I got that lump was I had a sausage roll and I put one up in my gum and I held it there. Every so often I'd have to switch out because it would disintegrate. And in a couple of the shots you can see the sausage roll.
I think we've just about covered it.
Yeah.
Here's the Priest 2.
Priest 2, Electric Boogaloo.
But yes, thank you.
Thank you, and good evening.
Right. I didn't turn that right, man.